When redistributing in the EIGRP, you have the ability to control which routes are being redistributed and how they're being redistributed by using route maps. So always remember that route maps are going to have various match conditions and set conditions. So those match and set conditions have to be accurate. They have to do what you want them to do in order to make sure that redistribution is occurring as you want them to. So you'll be looking at the output of access lists to make sure that the right access lists are applied and they've been configured correctly to reference specific networks or specific routes. Same thing with the prefix lists. I'm a big fan of the prefix lists because they let you define exactly the specific route you are trying to control. So with the show prefix list, show IP prefix list command, you'll be able to verify the prefix list that has been applied to that route map. And then to verify the sequence of the route map and the different match and set conditions, you can use the show route map command, and you can also use show running config pipe to include route map. But let's not forget the command show running config pipe to section EIGRP, because that redistribute command in the EIGRP process will have the route map applied to it, and the correct route map has to be applied to that redistribution process, or else that route map that we've configured is not going to apply, because there has to be that match. It has to reference the right route map. Let's examine a redistribution with route maps EIGRP issue. R1 right now has no external routes. Show IP route. Notice there is nothing listed there in relation to those OSPF routes. They would show up as DEX routes, external EIGRP routes, and they're not. So the best thing to do now is verify, does R3 know about them? So show IP route indicates that R3 does know about them. We can see them right there. Now R3 is performing redistribution. So let's verify that it is show IP protocols. And it says here that for EIGRP Autonomous System 100, we are redistributing OSPF1. We are redistributing OSPF1. So let's look at the output of show IP EIGRP topology, and this will let us know if redistribution is truly occurring, and it's not. It's not, because I do not see any of those 172 networks at all inside of the EIGRP topology table for Autonomous System 100. So what do we want to do now? We want to verify our redistribute command in our EIGRP configuration. So we'll type in show run pipe to section router EIGRP. And when we do so, we'll see that for our EIGRP autonomous system configuration that we have redistribute OSPF1 metric. We have a seed metric specified, so that's great. And then route map OSPF _2 _ EIGRP. Is that correct? Well, I don't know. Let's check out what that particular route map does. Using the show route map command. Here it is. OSPF to EIGRP. It says IP address prefix list filter. Okay, what does the prefix list filter state? So show IP prefix list filter. It says permit 0000/0 less than or equal to 32. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, if we run through that in our heads right now, whenever we see less than or equal to 32, or less than or equal to or greater than or equal to in a prefix list, it means that /0 is what? The /0 converted to a wildcard mask. So that wildcard mask becomes 255, 255, 255, 255. So our complete range of routes here is 0000 through 255, 255, 255, 255. So everything. So permit everything with a subnet mask less than or equal to 32. Well, that means everything. So I'm confused right now. We have a prefix list that is allowing everything. We have a route map that is a permit sequence that says redistribute everything in this prefix list, which is everything, and then don't set anything. Okay. So what's going on? Now, this is where I want you to be extra careful. Look at this name. Is that the right name? Is that the right name? Show run pipe to section router EIGRP. OSPF to EIGRP, OSPF to EIGRP. But look, underscores versus hyphens. That's a big difference. Yeah, it is a big difference. We have referenced a route map that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. We typed it in incorrectly in our command. So we're going to have to fix this now. We have to type in OSPF -2 -EIGRP to solve this problem. So let's go into global configuration mode, configure terminal, hit enter. We'll negate this entire command, and then I'll copy and paste this here. I'll type in route map, and the route map name was what? OSPF -2 -EIGRP. There we go. Now let's take a look at the output. Show IP EIGRP topology. And that's looking better. I see some of the 172.16 networks in our EIGRP topology table. So redistribution has occurred now. And if we go over to R1, we should see our external routes, and we do. So it is extremely important when using route maps for filtering purposes that the correct route map has been applied. And notice that we applied a route map that didn't even exist. And when you apply a route map that doesn't even exist because you made a typo, as we did, then what happens? Well, it's treated as if that route map exists and you have your implicit deny all entry. So that means every single route will not be redistributed. So not only do the entries in the route maps have to be correct, the prefix list, you have to reference the right route maps or nothing will be redistributed.